Hi, Cassandra.
Hi.
Thank you for coming in today. How are you feeling today?
Well, I could be better.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
Well, I talked to my husband about what you said last time, getting family therapy, and he was completely opposed to it. He didn't want to do it. He said that I was crazy for suggesting something like that, and, it went towards the hitting me again, pulling on me, and, just making me feel terrible about myself. So I ended up leaving my house that day and went to go spend the night at my mom's with the kids just to ensure that they were safe as well.
So how did that make you feel when he told you he will refuse to take family therapy?
To be honest, it made me feel that, he's not willing to change and things probably will never change. I felt very discouraged and I felt like I was trying and making all this effort for nothing because he's not willing to cooperate with me.
Okay, so in the past you've mentioned that he's a great dad, that you love him, and you weren't sure whether you wanted to leave or not. So what made you want to leave?
Well, I think that I've realized now that this isn't something that is bringing any positive energy to my life, that he's just continuously hitting me and screaming at me and making me feel worse about myself. And when I finally offered, to go to family therapy and he refused, it just kind of made me realize that this is all not worth it anymore. It's just not worth it getting hit and getting screamed at for him to be a good dad.
Okay, well, I want to point out that that you have a great ability to remove yourself from a situation that you perceive that is no longer safe, and a great job as a mom. It's something that you perceive that this is not a safe situation, and you're able to do that. So is this something that you're sure of, that you want to carry out in a long-term plan? How do you see yourself going about that?
I haven't considered what I'm going to do in the long term, but I am 100% sure that I don't want to return. And I've thought about maybe taking the kids when they get out of school today and just going to my mom's house for the next week or so until I've gotten, things sorted out. And I thought that maybe you could help me with providing some resources.
Okay, of course. I remember that in our treatment plan last time, we talked about joining a support group. Is that something that you're still considering? Would it be something that you feel comfortable with, doing it as a group?
Yeah, I think that that's something that I really would appreciate if you could provide, because I think that at this point, I really want to talk to other women that have gone through what I've gone through and just see what, if they have any suggestions or if they have anything that has helped them, because I just feel so hopeless right now. I feel like, I've been wasting my life going through all of this misery with him.
And what, in regards to the kids, what are your plans? Are you going to tell the kids that you're no longer going to be home? Talk to me. What are going to be your plans for that?
As I told you before, I haven't ever told them what's going on between me and my husband, so they have no clue. But I was thinking that maybe for the meantime, I could tell them that we're going to go stay at Grandma's house and that we're just having a vacation, because Dad is busy with work. And maybe when I feel comfortable to tell them, then I would maybe like to have some help with telling them, because I don't know how to handle it.
Okay, would you feel comfortable for me giving you some kind of information in regards to family therapy, someone that can help facilitate that conversation with you and the kids?
Yes, I think that would be very helpful. Thank you.
Okay. So how do you want to talk about how the relationship with your mother is? How is she supporting you in this?
Yeah, my mom is very supportive. Actually, she told me that she would have the guest room cleared out for me and the kids to stay there as long as we needed to. I just don't want to feel like I'm depending on her As I told you before, right now I have no source of income, and I don't want to have to, you know, eat off of her food and have the kids eat off of her food. So I need some more financial stability.
Okay, and I remember that in our treatment plan, that was something that we wrote down about self-sufficiency. And I also remember you telling me that, you know, at first going to your mother's wasn't an option that you wanted to take. So what do you plan to do? Do you plan now to stay with your mother in the long run, or how do you think that's going to help you out with your plan of self-sufficiency?
I know that it's probably not best to stay there for the long run, but I am planning on staying there for the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And I would like to, you know, maybe find a shelter to go to just in the meantime that I can find a job. And like I told you, I really, my real wish is to go back to school and to hopefully get a better paying job so that I'm able to provide for my kids and myself without the help of my mom.
Okay. So you are considering the option of a shelter?
Yeah. Or is there any other resources that you can?
I definitely have resources for shelter. So you say you still plan. What I'm hearing is that you plan to be your mother for the next 2 weeks. I can provide you with the resources, the phone numbers for the shelter, but if you would like, I can go ahead and make that referral for you and call to see if there's a bed available for you and your children. How do you think your children would feel being in a shelter, or how are you feeling about having that conversation
with them? I feel like by that point I would probably have told them what's been happening. That's hopefully my goal, is to tell them what's been happening within the next 2 weeks so that they would be okay with going there.
Okay. Okay, so I can make the referral for the shelter when you're ready. When you feel like you have talked to the kids, so you can give me a call and we can go ahead and make that referral for you. And you also mentioned that you don't have an income right now. Would you be comfortable with me providing you with a resource for cash aid? And
yeah, I would really appreciate that.
Okay, and I also heard something about you saying that you didn't want to eat off your mom's food. Okay, do you need a resource that can help you with food?
Yes.
Okay.
I would really appreciate that.
Okay, Cassandra, so let's summarize what we talked about today, okay? So you are no longer in your home right now, in which you and your husband lived at. You're going to be at your mother's house. And we talked about you having the great ability to ensure your safety and that safety of your kids. And we have a plan of making the referral for the shelter once you're ready, once you've had the conversation. And I'm also gonna give you a pamphlet of a support group that they need on Thursdays, and it's other women that have been through domestic violence and other traumatic experiences, and also for food stamps and cash aid. Okay?
Okay.
Let me go ahead and bring those pamphlets.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so here is a pamphlet of the domestic violence support group, which is other traumatic experiences. This is the number for the CalFresh, and this is for the wellness group, okay? And when you are ready, you give me a call, and we're gonna make the referral for the shelter.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, these are all great resources. I think that I'd like you to make the call to the shelter within the next week if you can.
Okay. Okay. I will make a note of that, and I will make that call and for the availability, and I will follow up with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cassandra.